Sunrise to Sunset by Wendy of Cranebrook, 2749. Narrated by Rowena Robinson. Stunning colours blaze across the evening sky. Reds, oranges, yellows, purples, and pinks. Enjoying the beauty, I reflect. Aging, it's like the sky. I continue meditating. Sunrise, equally magnificent, heralds a new day, like birth. Sunset, the forerunner to night, parallels life drawing to its end. When exactly does sunset begin? At what point is it called sunset? When clouds have just the lightest tinge of pink? When more clouds become golden? The sun peaks in the middle of the day, then declines gradually until we declare the arrival of sunset. When with the unmoving gaze we see both sun and horizon. Like life and the aging process, when does old begin? At some point, although we still feel the same inside, we have that startling awareness: we are now old. It could be a gradual, subtle process, or perhaps a sudden realization. Yet if we are old, we are privileged. We have lived, and lived long enough to be aging, in the late afternoon of our lives, heading towards evening. As the sun drops lower, I ponder. What are my life lessons? What have I learned? My learning has come from many schools. I was brought up in the school of hard knocks, harsh and unpleasant lessons. The subjects were anger, resentment, and bitterness. I learned that children were a burden, sometimes a trap, preventing enjoyment of life, that they should be seen, but preferably not seen too much, and not heard. Never voice an opinion. Another lesson: words can be cruel, but silence can be equally devastating. I hastened to leave that school and enrolled in the School of Independent Living. Here I chose my own subjects. I rejected my previous lessons, trying to unlearn them as quickly as possible. One new subject was called Wise Decision Making. Another was taking responsibility for my own actions, lifetime core subjects. The senses subject area was wonderful, with 4 main branches: common sense, not very common, sense of awe and wonder, sense of thankfulness and gratitude, and sense of humor. I wanted to remember and retain these lessons throughout my life also. My favorite subject was love. I learned that it can indeed be unconditional, although humans often find that difficult to offer. Therefore, I made a few mistakes along the way. Getting high grades was difficult, but these were all prerequisites for other courses I was choosing in my next college, the School of Close Relationships. I did an advanced course in family life, so many life lessons here. Just as well I had done those basic courses. My mantra became, people matter more than things, which helped me cope with busyness, tiredness, and a sometimes, frequently, untidy home. One subject was patience. Another was discipline, which focused on correct the behavior, love the person. These useful subjects helped me balance assurance to my children of my unconditional love, coupled with my requirement that they learn appropriate behaviors towards themselves and others, and values of compassion, honesty, and integrity. Yes, my son, I will always love you, even if you end up in jail. I'd be sad if you made poor choices, but I'll still love you, always. The next advanced course I majored in was teaching. My premise was that my students were extended family, each having value and worth. I'd learned that offering acceptance, value, and dignity were more effective and motivational teaching strategies than humiliation or punishment. Both this course and family life had a subject called forgiveness. It developed and enlarged the basic principles of love. An important life lesson was forgiveness of myself and of others. The accompanying textbook spelled out the long-term benefits. My children and my students all knew that I believed in a new start every day, and that I had no recollection of prior misbehaviours once they had been dealt with. Such memory loss was liberating for us all. Another chapter dealt with admission of failure or wrongdoing. Yes, it was embarrassing to have to apologize to a class of teenagers after wrongly accusing them of playing a prank on me. They were so amazed that a teacher would apologize that they assured me that they would personally find the culprit and ensure it never happened again. They did. Several lessons about respect were learned. Life's day continued. The sun shone into early and mid-afternoon. I enrolled in yet another course, grandparenting, perhaps the most enjoyable of all. I'm learning much, including these 3 lessons. My children have become responsible, caring, and independent adults. The downside is the second lesson. They no longer need their mother. The third is most important. They still choose to love me and want me in their lives. Not needing me is fine, for they are capable and responsible. My latest lessons are the most wonderful. My children trust me with theirs, and the joy these little ones bring is immeasurable. The greatest lesson? Cherish every beautiful moment with them. I'm blessed by small, trusting hands reaching up to clasp mine. I have a full and unembarrassed heart when a 2-year-old leads me around the shopping centre singing at full volume. Follow the leader, follow the leader. The lesson? Write down these jewel-like shining moments in case memory fails later. Another choice enriching my afternoon of life is the value of pets. My rescue pets are reminders that dogs are intuitive, understanding, unconditionally loving, and loyal. Tough lessons of grief and pain when they die, however. A lifelong textbook is nature, reappearing in most of my subject areas, her lessons never forgotten. I continue to learn of her power, beauty, and complexity, and how she must be cared for and valued, for man and nature are interdependent. One final thing I learned: blessings shared are multiplied and returned. As the sun hovers low in the horizon, I marvel at my many and varied life lessons, and not one of them at what we call school. All in the school of life. The end.